Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. While substantially higher than last year, insurance prices are expected to stabilize going into next year. There is still, however, restricted capacity in the property insurance market, which means homeowners may still find it difficult to get coverage. If you're in the market for a home or property, it may take some digging and deep pockets to secure insurance, an issue which spilled over from 2022 as global reinsurance firms, which provide backing for local insurers, have been providing less space for new business to the region. So, how did we get here? Global insurance and consulting firm Aon estimates there were 421 notable natural disasters globally in 2022, which saw insured losses of more than $132 billion worldwide. This was higher than the average annual cost and meant more payouts by reinsurance firms. This drove up prices for consumers.
Well, the prices went up as much as 60-70%.
All in a time when the local real estate space continues to grow. Mortgages grew by 17% or $44.1 billion in 2022 compared to 2021. President of the Insurance Association of Jamaica, Sharon Donaldson, says things have, however, improved compared to late last year.
The pricing levels are at just about the right levels, and I think the reinsurers are pretty comfortable with where they are, and they would expect minimal increases going forward. So I would want to say that the reinsurers would want to stay within the region.
Insurance firms have had to get creative. BCIC has on offer property coverage specific to disaster events.
It only covers hurricanes. It's not a fully fledged property insurance policy the way we're accustomed to it, but it also has much simpler processes in terms of getting the cover in the first place. You don't need to know the full value of the property that you're insuring, which you normally do under a regular insurance policy. You just decide how much cover you want or how much you want to pay. And if there's a storm that is above a certain strength within your near your property, you automatically get a payout without having to submit a claim.
BCIC Managing Director Peter Levy says the payout is made directly to the client's bank account, even if there was no damage to the insured's property.
The cost ranges from a minimum of $60 US for a year's coverage up to $750. So that's roughly, call it 10,000 Jamaican, up to 220,000.
He says going forward, a hybrid of these kinds of policies could become commonplace, as there is hope the reinsurers will eventually return capacity to the region. So, could that happen this year?
I am not so sure. I think it's a little too soon to tell, because we have not yet had that renewal conversation with the reinsurers. I'm not so sure if additional capacity will come in. I am more inclined to say that the capacity will not go.
After a $30 million flash sale, the cost of the greenback was barely changed compared to Friday. $1 is being sold for an average $155.49, a 1 cent increase. The Canadian dollar is being sold for an average $114.46. The average cost for the pound is $188.53, while it's costing $166.03 for the euro. And to the stock market, the JSE index gained 1,026 points today, while the junior market index lost 6 points. Among the 49 winners were CAC 2000, Stanley Motor, MFS Capital Partners, Key Insurance Company, and Caribbean Assurance Brokers. The 42 losers were led by Epley Caribbean Property Fund, SCC, Jetcon Corporation, Productive Business Solutions, PBS 10.5% perpetual cumulative redeemable shares, Access Financial Services, and Jamaica Public Service 7% shares. Now 14 stocks traded firm at the end of today's session. And that's the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.